Today I'm creating a top 5 list for the worst parts in otherwise amazing games. So these games were either highly rated or I liked them a lot, and they simply had that one point in the game that didn't break it, but it was so terrible that it was just stuck in my mind for the rest of my life. Starting off the list is number 5, and it's Mass Effect 2's mining missions. I love this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I even have a tattoo on my shoulder, so clearly I see very little wrong with this otherwise outstanding series, except the mining the minerals stuff. No, it's not an extra, it's not some unlockable. You need to actually do it to upgrade the ship, otherwise you lose the main story. It's not hard and it's not frustrating, it's just very boring, which is just as bad because you might fall asleep. And you have to do a good amount of it to get past the storyline in the game. It's easily the worst part of the entire series.
Probe away.
Number 4 will be Max Payne. I love this game. It's easily like the top 5 or 10 action shoot 'em ups of all time for me. It's a gritty, dark story, great shooting segments, and it gives you enough unlockables that you actually want to play it a few times. The worst thing in the world, though, is to fuck that up with a very small portion of the game where you have to follow a trail of blood. If you go off it in any way, just slightly, you die. You have to do jumps as well as, and it doesn't really work that well with the flimsy jump controls, and they're really fun when you're shooting, but not so much fun when you have to hit an exact mark, making you redo the entire section a lot, and it's just one of the most frustrating and annoying sections of the game. Number 3 is probably only me, but I gotta be honest here. I love Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. It's one of my favorite fighting games of all time. I played tons of hours with my friends in high school, and I will never forget that it was an amazing fighting game. However, the final section of the game, when you have to fight off against Buu with Goku, oh my god. Buu becomes like this evil, satanic-like creature and just fucks you up. I mean, literally just beat you down so bad that I almost broke my controller. I threw it against the wall like 30 times. I don't know how it didn't break. And I was trying to beat him, and he kept, like, the second I got him to that last health bar, he would just beat the shit out of me. He would cheat. He would cheat and beat you. And I will never really forget this awful part in otherwise amazing game. I'm going to go with Jak 2 on the second worst part in otherwise great games. The part where you fight off against what seems to be the army of hell, and these soldiers are like the toughest part in the entire game because I died against them like 12 times. They just keep coming at you with guns and lasers and other shit and vehicles, and you just have to defend, and I'm just like, this is too much. And it took me a good like 15 tries to actually get past this game. So it's definitely the worst part in otherwise a fantastic. Honorable mention that almost was in first place is Dragon Age, the Fade part. Man, talk about a shitty part that breaks up the pacing completely. The game was so fun to go through, you never really were bored, but damn, this part just sucked. The vision is blurry and you can't see, the overpowered rooms filled with mages, and the fire, when you're a rat, if you step in the fire you die in one shot. So what the hell, so many horrible designs, and there's just one little section of the game that takes like an hour. Oh man, it just ruined everything. Otherwise, I love this game, but damn, that part sucks. After all that, though, nothing in the world beats the Cortana level in Halo 3. It seemed that in the original trilogy of Halo games, there was always one bad level. Library in Halo 1, every Arbiter level in Halo 2, but my god, Cortana's rescue level in 3 was the worst thing I've played of all time in a really good game. It just, if it wasn't for co-op, I wouldn't have even beat it. I always play on Legendary. I love the challenge, but this shit was just fucking dumb. There were enemies coming out of every hole, and you basically just get like face raped by those little creatures, and then shotted by shotguns from other creatures, and then lasers hitting you from behind. And this seriously is just one of the worst levels in gaming history, and I don't understand how it even made the final production, because I can't believe anybody sat there and said, this is a good level, keep it in the game. It was a horrible level, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be on everybody's list, at least in the top 5, and just terrible, terrible level. One of the worst. It's horrible. So I want you guys to list your top 5 or top 10 worst levels in otherwise an amazing game, meaning that you really enjoyed the game or got really high ratings and you just could not stand this one section. It didn't stop you from playing, but it was just a terrible part of the game where you're like, this is horrible, terrible, and who thought of this? So list it below, and thank you for watching.
You heard it, Chief, but not for long. We need to get to Halo. Destroy the Flood once and for all.